Hey! 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 Well, why is that?
Toot toot.
You might recall in the last episode that I was trying to work out why I didn't have any heating and hot water, and I figured it out. It turns out the previous owners, for whatever reason, isolated the oil pipes between the tank and the boiler in there. And I've spent half the day hunting around for short lengths of 10mm copper pipe, and it turns out you can only buy it in 10 or 25 metre lengths. And I just want to get this heating on because I've since checked the tank and I have about a quarter of a tank of oil left in there. So I think I can just remove this pipe clip here and bend the pipes and connect them back up using a fitting. But there are, of course, a couple of things I need to do first to make sure it's safe. And the most important one, oh God, is to isolate the oil. Oh God, that is tight. Why they couldn't just do this is beyond me, but it is what it is, isn't it? Of course, whoever did this couldn't be bothered to strip back the plastic sufficiently either, could they? Nope. Do I even need to take the olive off? I know technically you probably should, because effectively this fitting here is the same as this fitting here, except it just doesn't close it off. So why can't I fit this one on to here and tighten it up, bend the pipes round to meet, then spanner on here and here, tighten, and tighten, and then we'll do the same here. Just give this a clean, and then I am going to go and open the valve and then turn on the boiler, and you're going to watch that. We've got literally nothing happening on this boiler until I open these valves. This one's fine, but when I open this one it leaks. Not good. That's a problem that I need to fix. I've been to Screwfix and I found that the part I need is a remote filling loop, and this one comes with a gauge. There is no gauge on here, but I don't think that matters. I've got Dan here with me to blame if it goes wrong as well.
Toot toot. So what are you looking for?
I don't know.
Have you turned...
What's that there?
What's what?
Here.
Water?
No, this thing here. Stand back, I'm just going to let it...
No, hang on a second. Have you turned the water off?
I have, yeah.
Catch it in a bucket.
Oh, it's not that much.
There will be loads. Is this your downstairs toilet?
Yeah.
Where's it going?
There's no point having a bucket if you... Oh, but there's this bit. I'll come... Here we are. Come this way.
Do you know, it's the actual tap bit that's leaking, isn't it?
Yeah. Still doing its thing. Oh, well, there's... I just have to do it now, aren't I?
Well, the top one looks like a hand thing to take the loop off. And you can undo that and stick that end of the flexi in the bucket.
That's true. I don't know how easily it's going to turn though.
Come on.
Oh wait, I don't need to...
Is this you then? Dirty protest.
Yeah.
Is that your attempt at a downstairs toilet?
That's why they call it a shit pipe, isn't it?
I imagine so.
Right, I may as well just do one side at a time, right?
Hang on a second. These are turned off here, so there's water up to here. Or in this case, up to here.
Right.
So you're still going to be under pressure.
Yeah, so...
Which way is it going? Which way is the flow going?
Down.
Is it out of,
No, it comes down.
So out of this one, so
Yeah.
that's under pressure.
Yeah.
That one, are you going to do that one?
Yeah, I'm just going to replace the whole lot.
Yeah, so I don't know. So turn that on to see if water comes out here. before you take it off.
Yeah,
Put
yeah,
that
yeah.
in your bucket.
But I'll do this one first.
Why don't you get some proper water pump lights?
Because, oh, you and your Knipex.
Lovely.
You have never shut up about them since you bought them.
And they're brilliant. They've changed my life.
The 10mm was a joy to work with because all of my regular... I'm missing the 21mm spanner from my set, which is the one you want here, really. Well, why is that?
Because you had the tap off.
Huh?
The tap on here was off.
Right.
Should have been
Yeah, but
on,
it didn't shoot out when it was on, did it? So why is that? Why is that wanting to come out if the water's off?
I don't know.
Why don't I do this just for the moment?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
oh wait, the reason it didn't flow then was because that one was shut.
Yeah, but
That's why it fooled me
Yeah,
into thinking there was nothing coming out of it.
But also, this has got an arrow down, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but if that's going into a system that already flows, isn't it?
No. If that's off straight off the mains, it should be the other way around. These should be the other way around. Because it should be flowing. If this is mains in, you need to see if that one's on. So
Well, it won't be now because you turned the water off.
Yeah, so turn that. So I think that is...
Well, that one's the fatter pipe.
I think that is house side. And this one isn't hot water, this is mains water in.
My stool box.
See, that's still off.
No, I know.
Right, you ready?
Yeah. Surely something would have come out residually.
That's bizarre.
So are we saying that when I take this off, surely...
It might be that that's knackered. That could be the issue, why it's leaking as well. Because it's... don't get your camera wet.
No, let's just move it a bit further away.
There's to be a lot of water.
So this is... So I know why. It's because what you said. This is a directional valve.
Yeah.
So it can never go through that way. Could that be the case?
Yeah, it could well be. And
so that's why when I take it off, it floods. Because if I do this,
yes, you're right.
then
Yeah.
then nothing's going to happen. Yeah. I feel very wet still, but I don't feel quite as thick anymore. So
tighten that bottom connection before you forget.
Well, no, it needs changing. Yeah, I'm going to have to get wet again, aren't I?
You've just changed it, haven't you?
No, but it's still the wrong way round.
No, it's not the wrong way round. Oh, I see.
If that's the feed...
No, it's the other way, from the bottom up. Or
but,
does that come into...
Well, let's have a look here. Look. So that there...
That's a drain off for the central heating. I wonder if it's the central heating side of it. That's what it is. It's not the... Yeah, it's the central heating side.
So it is coming this way up?
No. Coming down there, into your boiler, back out, up the other one.
So then it is wrong?
No, it is right.
How?
Isn't it?
Well, no, because...
No.
So then
it either goes in that way,
and surely...
out this way, or in this way and out that way.
So then this is basically right. It's Matt from the future here, and I'm going to clear some things up because clearly I was getting very confused about something. So there are 4 pipes between the boiler and other places. The first one is my hot water coming out of the boiler into the taps, the bath, the shower. The second pipe is my cold water supply coming into the boiler from the mains, from the stopcock in the kitchen. The final 2 pipes are the central heating pipes. Now, I'm not entirely sure which is which, but one of them is the hot water going out to the radiators and one of them is the return pipe coming from the radiators back into the boiler so it can be reheated and circulated. And the confusion between what Dan was saying and what I was saying were about the supply, the pipes coming in. I was referring to the cold water supply and Dan was referring to the water coming in, the hot water coming into the boiler, and that's where it didn't make sense. So what this filling loop does, so you've got cold water supply coming into the boiler, and if you've drained your central heating system to replace the radiators or replace the boiler or something like that, then you need to fill it back up. And on my boiler, you use this remote filling loop. So the cold water supply comes down here. But if I open up this one, this valve, it also lets water through here. And then if I open that one up, it will flow into the radiators. And then I can use the pressure gauge to get an idea as to the pressure in those pipes. What happened was, even though the water was off, when I removed this, I hadn't drained any of the radiators, so there was still pressure in the system. So when I lifted this off, the water flew out. We were correct in our understanding this is a directional valve. That's why the water didn't come out through here. It only came out when I removed the valve.
Undo the bottom one.
It is.
Alright, so it should just come off then.
I'm going to get some steel wool.
Why don't you put your gauge on your...
Why don't you put the gauge? I thought you were putting the gauge on. Right, so we need to trim this bit of pipe so it can fit over the olive. And we worked out, if you measure inside of here, that's exactly 10 mil. And so is between the blade on the cutter and the bottom of the cutter.
Oh, you've done it now.
Well done. Okay, come on. We've connected it all up, so the water's off. So I need to turn the water on. Do you want me to do it? If you want to keep your hand dry. All right, then you monitor this. You get your face soaked.
What's the safe word?
Bowel. Okay. Bowel.
Nothing catastrophic.
Is it fizzing?
That needs to turn on to put it through there, but then you need that one on, and you also need that one on. Turn.
Look, that's leaking.
It's leaking out of the gauge.
So it's not
the
tight
gauge is
enough.
not tight enough. So tighten the gauge on. Give me that. No, well, hang on. Turn this one on and see if we get a leak on this side. We shouldn't do. Nothing should happen. Ah, so that's, yeah, because you're balancing your pressure here.
You would think it would then do something. Oh,
What are these?
I think I've got to do this now. Well, I just took the cover off and pressed that button, and I think that is the pump. I think it might now be pumping. I don't feel heat yet. Come on, hang on, it's making a different noise. Go on, son. It's still cold as anything. Oh, I really need a wee as well. You got anything warm on here yet? Oh, this is warm. That is heating up. This might be warmer. It might be warming up. I think it's lukewarm. It's certainly not cold. Yes, it's coming through. It's coming through. It's warm. It's lukewarm, and maybe the boiler's just heating itself up still. I don't know how long it takes. Okay, so I've had a look at the manual, and because we ended up with a lockout. If I turn the boiler on, we've got the lockout light on, which means it is failing to start. This amber light here is a button for resetting the motor. If I reset that, I've already tried it, it will go for a bit and then lockout light will come back on. So this here is the bleed valve for the oil. So the most likely scenario is that there is an airlock in the oil system. So when I open this and then reset it and run the motor, what we should see is air coming out to start with, and then we keep doing it and keep resetting until we just get a constant stream. Let's give it a go, shall we? So that is just oil coming out there. Oh, that is oil over my fucking camera. So that is now coming out as a trickle, there's no air. Then close that off. Try again. Okay, I click the button again. It's cycling now, we'll see what happens. Nope, we've still got a lockout. There was no more oil to come out. No, I think there might be no oil coming through. Right, got one more thing to try before I go to bed. Now this here is a fire valve, and if it's been tripped or manually activated, then that thing at the bottom needs pushing back up. Right, well, that went up and kind of clicked. Let's see. Right, I can't find the rest of that footage, and it's probably a blessing in disguise because editing this video is a real bore. It's not the most encapsulating of footage, I'm afraid, but yes, this fire valve was the issue, so I managed to sort that. It does need replacing. I managed to sort that, and I got the boiler running, and I got the heating going, I got the hot water on, but the problem I then had was that it wasn't running properly, and there were really strong oil fumes sort of spreading all around the house. So I called in an oil boiler specialist, and that's what we'll cover in a future episode. But now you can watch me and Dan, mainly Dan, clear the garden, make it a much nicer space. Hey! Hey! I tell you what, this is hard, honest work, but it sure is worth it. I've actually got a path. The back garden feels twice as big. I can at least start thinking about what I might want to do with the space. Cool, well, thank you for watching. Bit of a mammoth episode. but some things that had to be done. I hope you're enjoying the series. Subscribe to the channel below if you'd like to see more. Leave a comment, like the video. I will see you, I don't know, in a few days' time, a week probably, for another instalment of my house renovation series. And if you're worried about the van conversion, that's not gone away. It's nearly done, but I ran out of time last summer. I've only got the pull-out kitchen left to do, but I've got to get this house habitable, and then I can switch focus back to the van and then back to the house again. So loads more content coming up on the channel. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.